All right, good morning, people. What's up? Hey, I got on my Kingdom Builder shirt today. Go ahead and get yours today. Go ahead and go to my website, ericdkpark.com, to get a Kingdom Builder shirt. I promise you, this shirt is going to be a great conversation starter for you. I'm going to give Facebook a few minutes, seconds here to see if anybody's up. I know you're probably getting your child ready for school or headed to work or already in the office or whatever you're doing. You're probably getting your day started, and so am I. It's going to be a good day today. So it's day 4, National Mentoring Month. Day 4 all week. You know, I've been going live and giving a little mentor moment of the day. And today I'm just going live from my house today. And I got a really important topic today that I want to discuss, and that is how to find your perfect mentee. And as always, I want to share a little mentorship story that I think is going to connect with what I'm about to share with you today. And so we're going to get right into it. So when we founded All the King's Men back in 2007, our mission was to reduce the likelihood that a black male would ever come into contact with juvenile court, right? And so that's still our mission today. We hadn't changed. We're holding true to that, and we're in our 10th year. And so we have been committed to the mission. It's very simple. It's very clear what we're trying to do. And over the years, you know, we've been asked this question. So what if my son or nephew or grandson is not a black male? Can he still be in this mentorship program? And I always tell people, of course he can. You know, anybody can be a part of All the King's Men. It says All the King's Men for a reason. However, we do have a very specific mission, but we do still believe that anybody can benefit from having an adult friendship in their life to help them make decisions and help them model their life after. So we always had this, idea of race and gender specific mentoring, right? We wanted to purposely go out and mentor black males. And the reason that we wanted to go out and do that, because I am a black male. We had another black male, DeJuan Brown. He's the founder, one of the other founders of All the King's Men. And we also had a black woman, Jamie Jackson, who was a founder. But the mission, the heart of what we were doing was to reduce the likelihood that a black male would ever come into contact with juvenile court. And over the years, over the last 9.5 years now, I just can't believe that it's been that long, which is still an amazing thing to even think about and to even say. It's quite a blessing. But when we think about all the years of us mentoring, there have been other ethnicities in our organization. We've had a few white students. We've had one of our boys is from Laos. And really, that pretty much covers it. But we didn't deny them for a chance to come in. Even this year, we had a kid who came to our organization. He is, I think he's Kurdish, or he's from somewhere from the Middle East. We even had him to come. So, even though All the King's Men has a very specific mission, which is, around race and gender, we do still open the doors for anyone who wants to be a part of our organization. And I don't think that will ever change. In fact, there were some times we would go to the clubs and we would explain this to the new members, and then they would say, well, we want to vote to make it only for black males. And I was like, well, we can't do that. And I remember telling my wife one day that if I ever were to find out that All the King's Men was excluding people to join our organization simply because of their race, then I will be an unhappy founder of this mentorship organization. But I think that's a good way to set up what we're getting ready to discuss today, which is race and gender specific mentoring. And I'm talking about this because it is a good way to lead you towards finding your perfect mentee, right? So on my mentor readiness guide, the last section of it is about finding finding the perfect mentee, which you do that by doing a personal inventory of yourself. You want to think about the things, when you're going into a new mentorship, you want to think about the type of person you want to mentor. It's really uncomfortable for you to be trying to mentor someone that you don't have a connection with. Good morning, Julius, man. Happy New Year to you. I just got your message. Hopefully you got it back, and hopefully you're having a good year so far, brother. But Happy New Year's, Julius. So when you're doing your mentoring, it is important to mentor someone who you have some type of what I like to call the relatability factor. in. You want to have someone that you already can relate to simply by just showing up and being who you are. And for me, of course, that's going to be a black male. I think about it in this way. Although I've mentored over 500 black males in my lifetime, I think it would be somewhat of a challenge for me to go in and start to have a mentorship relationship with a Hispanic male. And the reason that I am honest about that is because of that relatability factor. We instantly would have maybe a communication barrier, maybe a cultural barrier, or maybe an interest barrier. There may be some type of barrier that could, I would say, hinder the progress of our mentorship relationship. It's not to say that it's impossible to have a cross race or cross gender mentorship, because we see them every day. We see men of all races and ethnicities mentoring other young men of multiple races and ethnicities, and it's the same for our female counterparts. But it is an important thing to think about. Another way I like to look at it is, for me, early on when we started All the King's Men, we were meeting with a bunch of boys at a community center, and I would notice that every time we would meet with these boys, there would be this big group of young ladies just sitting out in the lobby, just sitting there, kind of watching what we were doing, and just kind of, with that look on their face, like, oh well, I wish somebody was here to mentor us. And so I knew that I would definitely not be, a good mentor for a young lady. I'm just being honest with myself. I do have a daughter now, but that's a lot different. And so I know that me trying to go out and mentor a group of girls, or even just one young lady, would be something that I have no experience in doing, and I don't know how successful I would be at that. Maybe I would be successful at that. What do you think about that, Julius? You think a male can go and mentor a female? What do you think, man? I'm pretty sure there are some out there that will see this video or see this recording and say, yeah, I think that's okay. I think a man can mentor a young girl. And then you want to ask yourself, can a woman mentor a young male? And I really do think that a woman can be a great mentor for a young male if that is what's available. In fact, I'm going to be talking later this month about how mothers can be kind of like a mentor. They can have a dual role. You can be a mother and a mentor to your young son if he has no male figure in his life. But anyhow, when you're thinking about becoming a mentor, one of the things that most agencies will ask you, I know for a fact, big brothers and big sisters, they're going to ask you for what is the type of person you want to mentor. They're going to ask you a lot of questions. You want to mentor someone in middle school or elementary school, a black kid, a white kid, or a kid with a father or a parent who was incarcerated, a kid who speaks a foreign language. They'll ask you a bunch of different questions so that they can match you with a person that you feel most comfortable with mentoring. And this is a very important step, because when that match, when you spend time matching, your interests to the prototypical mentee, that is done in order to help you be able to, hold on one second, that is done to help you be able to have a successful mentorship. So don't overlook it. Don't ever think that it's racist or sexist or any of the is, because you are given a choice between the type of person that you would like to mentor. I think that's a very important step, and I think that any mentorship organization or any mentorship situation, you need to be able to pick the type of person you want to mentor. Good morning, Jamila. We're sitting here talking about race and gender specific mentoring today, and I want to pose a question to you. Jamila, do you believe that a male can mentor a young female, and vice versa? Do you think a woman can mentor a young man? Let me know what you think about that. Just if you have a chance, just type something in and let me know what you think. But yes, so on your way to finding your perfect mentee, I want you to think about your own life. I want you to think about the things that interest you. Are you interested in sports? Are you interested in football? Are you interested in art, photography? Are you just interested in coffee? I don't know what your interests are, but you need to figure out what your interests are. You need to figure out the type of person that you want to mentor, whether that's, do you want to get into a race and gender specific relationship, or is that important to you? You need to think about that. Jamila says, absolutely. Most of my mentors, especially in college, were all males. How about that? All males. Well, that's great, Jamila. I really do believe that you can have that cross gender mentorship. Let me ask you this question, Jamila. Were your male mentors? Well, I know where you went to college, so this may be rhetorical. But were your male mentors black males, or were they males of other ethnicities? Share that with us, so we can know a little bit more about your mentorship experiences. But again, when this is a very, very critical step in mentoring, and you really do need to pay attention to this process, because what will happen is you'll find yourself in a mentorship relationship, and you'll recognize these barriers, and many times those barriers are going to be cultural barriers. And so if you're going into a mentorship organization, and I'm using big brothers and big sisters as an example, when you go in there and they start to ask you those questions about the type of kids you want to mentor, and you see those different categories, don't feel ashamed or embarrassed in any way to be as specific as possible. And I'm stressing this because, again, your mentorship is going to be so critical to that person, that matching process, the time that you spend um, thinking about the type of person you want to mentor is going to be something that's going to make your mentorship last a long time, and it's going to help benefit your mentee in the end. Jamila says all of her male mentors in college were African American males. So see, there you have it. But see, here's the thing. You know, I think mentorship, you have to be, as a mentor, you need to be aware of yourself. You need to be aware of the things that challenge you. You need to be aware of the things that piss you off. You need to be aware of all the things about yourself before you go into a mentorship, and especially when you start doing cross-gender mentorship. That is a very, I think you should go into that very cautiously. I will say that. I'll just say go into that cautiously and think about where your strengths are, and think about if your strengths are better suited for someone of the same race and the same gender as you, and especially think about, are your skill sets more suited towards a person who is similar to you. That way, you just want to avoid any nonsense that may occur during a relationship. Because let's just be honest, if let's say you are a male who has been dealing with issues, woman issues, or issues of, yeah, let's just be honest. You have issues with women. You like women. Hey, let's just say it. So you want to ask yourself, would it be wise for me to go and be a mentor to a young lady? Not a kid. I'm not talking about a grown man going and mentoring a kid. I'm specifically talking about if you're a man and you are thinking about mentoring a female, maybe in your office or maybe in your professional career. You need to really ask yourself, is this going to do more harm than good? And especially if you are doing it and you're going to be mentoring a young person, you definitely need to make sure that you are putting yourself in the best position and putting your mentee in the best position to have a good and successful life. And so this video is really all about helping you, think about the things that are important to you, and think about the things that you want to impart into your mentee, and then being as specific as possible when you choose the type of person you want to mentor. All right? So that's how you find your perfect mentee, by doing a personal inventory of yourself and understanding the type of person who will best benefit from your mentorship. So that's going to be it for me today. Hold on here. Jamila says she totally agrees. People are human, and the relationship can become very close, and you have to keep yourself safe and above suspicion, because people can be messy. Yes, you know it. I know it. People can be messy. I know it. And in fact, I'll share this. I remember one year, one of the parents was kind of accusing me of being, a gay male, which I'm not a gay male. And so I don't know what it was about what her son was telling her or what she was thinking, but for some reason this woman thought that I was a gay male, and she didn't think that it was good. In fact, she took her son out of the program simply because she thought that I was a gay male. And so I was talking to my family about it. I was talking to my staff and my board members about it, and everything that we had to do, we had to document every interaction I ever had with this kid, and we had to make sure that there was no issues that could come up later on, and which nothing came up, and which we're very grateful for that. And in fact, I'm kind of sad that that young man was taken out of the program, and really I hadn't seen him since. because his mother thought that I was a gay male. Which, I'll just say this: there's nothing wrong with a gay male mentoring a young man. I know gay males who are mentors, are great mentors. But yeah, those are the types of things that will come up, and so I think it's very important to do a personal inventory of yourself, before you go into a mentorship, so that you can narrow that person down to who do you think is going to best benefit from what you have to offer as a mentor. All right, so that's it for today. EricDKPart.com. Please go to that site today and download. First, I want to say thank you to all the people who have been watching this video live, and for those of you who have watched the recordings, either here on Facebook or on my YouTube page or on LinkedIn or even on my personal website. I really do appreciate you taking the time out to watch these videos, because I've been challenged to do this every day for the month of January as we celebrate National Mentoring Month, and I'm committed to it. We're on day 4. Every day I do these videos, and I'm thinking about, all right, so I already know what I'm going to talk about each day. Thank you for putting that up there for me, Jamila. EricDKPart.com. Go there, and I have a free gift waiting on you. It's a mentor readiness guide, and that guide is going to pretty much cover everything that we've covered so far this month for National Mentoring Month. And at the end of this week, I'm going to be giving out a very special gift to those of you who go and join my list. Go ahead and join the list. All I need is your name and your email address. I'm not going to be emailing you every day, but when I do email you, you can rest assured that it's going to be something that is going to benefit you as a mentor. High quality stuff that's going to benefit you as a mentor. So I hope you're having a great new year so far. We're only 4 days in. Hopefully you haven't gone too far away from your goals. And that's going to do it for me today. Again, EricDKPart.com so that you can join my list. And guess what? I got a very special gift for those of you who are on my list this coming weekend. So if there's nothing else, any other questions for anybody? Nothing? Jamila will do. Good. I'll see you there. Happy mentoring, folks. Happy mentoring. Happy mentoring.